Well, Nebal Farsakh is a spokesperson for Palestine Red Crescent Society. She joins us live from Ramallah. Good to have you with us. So first of all, let's start with some of the most pressing needs right now seem to be simply finding something to eat. Tell us what people are facing in terms of finding food right now in Gaza.
Good evening, Sami. Thanks for having me. We at the Palestine Red Crescent are extremely worried regarding the Israeli evacuation orders for Palestinians in Khan Younis. Where should people go? There is nowhere left. There is no safe place. Already in Rafah, there is no room for everyone, and shelters are already packed. The situation is extremely dangerous. In Khan Younis, there is ongoing shelling that is happening all the night, and there's thousands of people who are still there who don't have any place to go to. Yesterday, thousands of Palestinians who are taking shelter inside the Palestine Red Crescent HQ in Khan Younis, they have left towards Rafah, while at the same time, thousands others came in to take their places. I spoke to one of my colleagues who his family still there in the Palestine HQ in Khan Younis. And he said, despite the dangers, his family are not going to go to Rafah because they don't have any place to go to. And that means they're gonna stay in the streets. Another colleague, he has already evacuated from his home in Gaza at the beginning of the escalation. And he is now with his brother home. They have packed up everything, but they haven't left yet because they don't have anywhere to go to, and they only wish to stay safe wherever they are. As for the humanitarian needs, every single place in Gaza, every Palestinian now, over 2 million civilians are lacking food, water, and everything. They don't have access to nothing. And now in Rafah even, the situation is just worsening. Being a Palestinian means that you have to choose now between the bad and the worst. Impossible decisions are being taken by all of Palestinians because simply they don't have any other solution or choice to take.
Do we have any idea how many people right now have headed towards Rafah? It seems to be the focal point for a lot of displaced Palestinians. Do you have any idea how many people are living rough there?
So basically, as I mentioned, thousands have already fled from Khan Younis towards Rafah. But at the same time, thousands others are still there in Khan Younis. They don't have any option to go. They don't have family members to go to be with them. And as I mentioned, shelters are already packed, and there is no way or no space left for anyone. On top of that, many people, they will be in the streets because there is no space left, and everyone is lacking food, water, and everything. As you know, the Palestine Red Crescent is even receiving the humanitarian aid via Rafah crossing border from the Egyptian Red Crescent. Our teams are still working to receive aid. However, since the beginning of the escalation and up to this moment, what we have received is barely 10% of the needs. It doesn't scratching the surface. What we have
Nebal, if I can jump in, if you're getting only 10% of people's needs, how long is it before perhaps we start seeing starvation, people dying from lack of food? Do you have a timetable?
It is one of the major concerns now. Literally, people, if they are not going to die from the shelling and the bombardment, Palestinians will be died because of hunger. And now it's a huge struggle for every Palestinian to have food for his family and children. None of the families even have all meat.
Nebal? Days, weeks?
I don't have accurate estimation regarding the situation, but from what we see on the ground, most Palestinians now are struggling even to have one meal with very basic things. It's just a miracle to have food for your children and your family. And as I said, it's just something really hard. Even the internal market, the market after over 2 months of continuous escalation and the blockade on Gaza, and only just very minimum humanitarian aid is getting in. So the internal market is almost empty. When you go to any grocery store or whatsoever, what you can find is only empty shelves. The only thing that is available is like some vegetables, and because of the situation, prices have went so much high. So even people can't afford buying vegetables or what is available because they have been for over 2 months with no work, with no money, with no salary or whatsoever, taken into consideration that most Palestinians in Gaza are working on a daily basis.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thanks so much, Nebal Farsakh.